Hey everyone, and welcome back to 20x3 Survival, our Cyborg live actual play game. It's been a few weeks. Petra will not be back here tonight, but we got Eddie back, so it's a fair trade-off. Before we jump into recaps, character intros, and see what Lex was up to in the little inconvenient time there, let's play our intro video. Okay, welcome back everybody. Before we get into our recap of what happened, um, why don't we go around and do our introduction? It has been 2 weeks, so give your name, your pronouns, character name, character pronouns, and what class you were playing. And we'll start with you, Eddie.
Hi everyone, I'm Eddie. My pronouns are he, they. I am here today as Lex, pronouns they, them, and I am a shunned nanomancer.
Oh yeah, Anastasia.
Hi friends, I'm Anastasia. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Soma, who is also a she, her, and I'm playing a discharged corp killer, so like a army style shooter person. It's great.
And Gus.
I'm Gus. I'm playing Floyd, the Forsaken Gangoon. Both he, him.
And of course, I am Paige. My pronouns are she, her, and I'll be playing everyone else. Before we get into the recap, of course, I will throw their links in the chat, but props to our creative team, James, who's behind all of the amazing maps that we have, especially the new one that's in the video feed today of the totally normal R&D lab. There's nothing wrong or corrupted in there whatsoever. Um, Bree, who did our amazing intro video, and of course, Karen, who is responsible for all of our character arts. Let me throw those in the chat real quick. Started. So recap, last time we had started back after they were ambushed the previous episode as they ran from I believe it was Soma's little stash hideout. Um, but in the process lost Lex back in an apartment building as he fell through the floor and had to jump into another apartment building to hide. The rest of our party made it successfully to Sozon's Tower, only for as soon as they entered the building for the environment to shift drastically. The door behind them was gone. Fog was everywhere. Little subliminal psychological pop-ups are happening throughout. And we ended with the Luddite alone in the one lab being met by Mother before being slammed into the ground, while our other two went off to explore. But before we get to all of that and see what's going on there, let's your friends you hear pounding up the stairs and you hear the ambush of the people chasing them as you close the door behind you in this apartment building. You hear them pass through, you hear them pass by the door completely. The lights are off in this apartment, and as the noise sounds off, you hear like shooting and you hear like a chase and a bunch of commotion before it goes eerily quiet about 5-10 minutes later.
Well, once everything quiets down, I'm going to do the most sensible thing I can think of and make sure that my lips are not without their cigarette.
Yeah.
Put that in place and make sure I got that ground covered. I'll open the door and take a look around.
Yeah. So you're already in the apartment building. You reach over and hit the panel, and your lights come on. There's not a lot in this building. It seems to be a studio, so everything is in this just one room. You see like a very rusted out like bathroom set up in the corner, a little tiny kitchenette that hasn't been used in God knows how long. But the main thing that dominates the room is a desk in the corner with a instead of computer screens in front of it, there's just one large wall-to-wall screen. And on the screen, blinking in the corner, you see that familiar name that your former crewmate was kept bringing up, Dionysus. But there just seems to be like purple LED lighting around the screen that has come on instead of an overhead lighting in this room. It's just like this dim purple light that kind of dominates most of the space that you see.
I'm gonna approach the screen.
Yeah. As you approach the screen, you see a little haptic keyboard in front. Nothing seems to be locked. You see a folder. It looks like one of those little file folders. You see a browser connection, and you see like just the recycling bin, and that's the only thing that's up on the desktop.
And the name is still just flashing on the screen.
It's just flashing in the corner, like it's almost like a screensaver. It's like the background. It's just plain purple screen, and then the corner Dionysus just flashing.
Are we graced with your presence?
The screen stops flashing for a second, and you actually give me a presence roll.
First roll of the night. Oh, that was so close to being a nat 20. That's gonna be an 11.
Okay. It's hard to connect to whatever this is, but you definitely feel the presence being watched by that same weird connection that kind of consumed you after um this is not me totally spacing on Petra's previous character because I love the Luddite so much. Um I'm not gonna just like look up the name real quick, it's fine.
I need to pull up my notes actually, I just realized, but yeah.
Lycassa. So
Lycassa,
as
that's right.
from when you communed with Lycassa in some way, and as you kind of feel this presence, you hear a voice as on the screen words type across. Oh, I remember you. Let's, was it?
Yes, that is how we respond.
Hmm. Where are your friends?
We're not sure. We're trying to establish that. A lot has happened.
Hmm. Did they already leave for the tower?
Would I know that that was essentially
Yeah, that's where you
our
guys were
plan to
planning
get?
on
Yeah.
going, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you guys were literally upstairs mapping out was how to like approach and get into the building and stuff.
Right. That's right. We were discussing that. We were discussing how we were going to get in, and then that's when.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
new
Yep.
the new
Yep. That makes sense.
person, the Luddites, said they could
Yep.
hack a door, get you guys in the building. You guys were kind of planning your route to get there, and then you were attacked.
We can only assume that is their destination. We should probably follow suit soon.
That would be preferable. They're gonna need all the help they can have. There's not much time.
What are you doing here?
This is my home, at least for now. My previous tenants seem to have left my program in here. At least this version of it.
Is there anything present in this room that would amount to like either like a hard drive or like some sort of interface or something?
You just see the screen and this keyboard. The keyboard has like a little mouse pad on it, but it's like bare minimum equipment in here.
I guess the more pertinent question is I'm trying to ascertain if there's some sort of way that I would be able to potentially transport them with me.
You can always ask.
Many hands does make light work. Perhaps your presence could be valuable as well.
The place you are headed might be a one-way visit.
Any destination could be our last stop.
You want me to come with you? It's possible, but I will not have his full access until I can get into another screen. Just don't really know what's going to await you there.
Perhaps we should find out together.
Once you pull my program in, it is going to light this place up. It's going to be almost a beacon in the net. So you're going to need to move quick. Not
I think that can be arranged.
The chip at Sozon is not the only programming that people want. I'm also very desired.
That much is obvious. Shall we?
As you wish. And as it says that, the screen goes black. And in the corner where you see like the little power light on the screen, a chip just like comes out. Kind of like how a Nintendo Switch cartridge comes out. Right. That's about the size of this thing. Just a little chip comes out. And it just has a stylized like D on the cover of it.
I feel like, given my understanding of this world, would I have some sort of a like?
Yeah, everyone's fitted. Everyone's fitted with a Everyone's fitted with a RID, and you don't have the fancy rig. Yours is just in your eyes, so it's just like a insert in your like watch, and then it connects to you.
Excellent. I'm going to do that, and then start figuring out my way out of here.
Yeah, can you make me a toughness? Can you make me a toughness roll, please?
A toughness roll, you got it.
Yeah.
Wow, that full-on hopped out of my dice tray. Let's try that again. Toughness is going to be a 13.
Okay. You are overwhelmed. Your vision goes static. Like just static on a TV. It's all you can see. As you feel this programming start to burrow into your brain. Like you don't feel like it's rewriting anything, but you feel this being nestling itself deep into your consciousness. And it is very, very painful.
Wow. I feel like Lex would be given pause for like a brief moment, but at the same time, in a certain sense, this also seems par for the course for them, and this is just, yeah, it's just, now we have another one to add to the list.
You hear a low chuckle. You weren't really lying about the voices, were you? There's a lot of you in here.
It takes a while to get used to individualizing them. You get used to it.
Well, I'll do what I can in here for you until you can get me to a monitor, but you better make haste, or your friends might not be your friends by the time you reach there.
Well, we can't have that.
And you feel its presence kind of like sit back, kind of like pull back from the forefront of your consciousness, but you can feel it observant.
Do I know the route to get to where we're going?
Yeah, you know where Corporate District is. You hear, though, as you're kind of standing there getting used to this entity. You hear choppers approaching. Like you can literally hear multiple choppers approaching the building.
Uh, I start making my way out quickly.
Yeah. Why don't you roll me agility? You start making your way down. You can easily see the already like the signs of the grenade blew up. You see the tracks of these people just pounding through this building.
I am waiting for this die to start betraying me because it has been kind to me so far tonight. That is a nat 20.
Okay. You narrate to me how you escape this building, find a way away from here, and get to the corporate district. As that's gonna get you through all this, as you see choppers with just tons of people in those similar outfits. You see a couple cars of like rival gangs. You see just people in the area who are tech savvy. You see these people like all these tech outlets. Like everyone knows what was just here when you pulled that chip out, and they are coming to this location fast.
So I feel like what would be happening essentially would be now this is like in a apartment building of some sort.
Yeah, it's like a I said 4-story building.
Right. So essentially, I feel like what would happen is I would be making my way, through the doorway. I'm assuming there would be like a fire escape or something somewhere. I'd probably be taking that route and then taking like the alleyways to try to get my way out.
Yes, the fire escape would be on top of the building, so you would have to go to the roof. Otherwise, you can just take the stairs straight down to the ground floor. Those are your two ways in or out of this place.
You know, I hmm. On the one hand, roofs seem bad because chopper, but on the other hand, roofs seem good because unexpected. Hmm. You know what? We're gonna go roof.
Yeah. You make it to the roof. You see a broken ladder. It's like half of it's down, so you can probably get halfway down the building and then maybe need to jump, or you can try to scale down with a roll. Because these guys definitely had left the ladder broken when they left.
That checks out.
I think if I remember correctly, Floyd booby trapped it.
Let's you know what? I think we're gonna take our chances.
Okay, cool. Are you gonna just jump off and take the possible toughness roll and maybe take some damage, or do you want to try to scale down it with like strength or agility?
I feel like what would happen would be we would probably do a hop over, slide partway down the ladder, and then see if we can jump off and roll from there.
Okay. You can give me agility, strength, or you can give me toughness to try to brace yourself. So it depends on how you want to do this.
Any way that I could not do agility would be preferable.
Sure.
So
Roll me
the
strength
others
or
don't make a
toughness then.
difference.
Okay.
Let's we'll go toughness.
Okay.
Why not?
Cool.
Okay, that'll be a 17. I'm
Yeah.
liking this die tonight.
You superhero land. You perfectly time it and roll with the impact and just kind of bleed the impact into the ground. And you see lights everywhere on this building. Like you can probably just start running, jump the fence, start dodging through neighborhoods. You're deeper and deeper into like the bad part of town. You want to get to
And
Corp District? This Nat 20 is gonna get you there. So you tell me how you're getting there.
No, that's pretty much it. We make our way up to the roof. We see all the craziness. Go onto the ladder, hop down, roll into the alleyway. Then basically just start running along, hopping fences. If we have to try to frickin' run our way, like do that little like half wall parkour scale across it as we're hopping fences, we just do that hopping fence, going through a window. Oh, this is a house. Sorry, woo, through the window, and here we go. And we just keep making our way towards corporate.
Okay, cool. You're taking the very, very long way around. So you get there probably, you're going on foot, but this is between parkouring through back alleys, probably taking some type of public transit when you get there. Get there probably an hour, no, probably closer to like 2 or 3 hours after the rest of them have been in this building,
Oh, goody.
which to them has definitely felt maybe a little bit longer, but we'll get to that. But yeah, you approach Sozon building, you see similar thing to what they saw. When you're going through corporate district, it's very busy. Like you see people rushing back and forth to be where they need to be. Cars kind of gridlocked in this area. You turn onto the street where Sozin and Wallsoft headquarters are. There's either a building on the side of this like giant courtyard that kind of connects the two, But as you turn onto the street, there's no one here. Dead silence. No cars even. But as you look into the both buildings, it does seem to like both buildings have their lights on. They're very active. You think you see movement of people through the different floors and the windows and stuff. But yeah, it's weird. Like it's I think they said they were there like midday, so it's like 3 in the afternoon. This should be active here.
I would like to try to use my pineal gland stimulation to attempt to trace data flows and see if I can isolate anything that might point me in the direction of where they might be.
Sure. What does that roll do?
Uh, it's a presence test for my nano power, and essentially for D4 rounds, I can feel nearby data flows, hear a short conversation or message, sense the direction of a large data source, or see the last few seconds of a most recently recorded information on a device.
Sure.
Okay, I'm loving you right now. Please keep doing that. That's a 21.
Yeah, the only piece of information you're able to do as you try to scrub through both buildings and the surrounding areas, you find a security cam footage and you see the three of them make their way into the building. For some reason, Soma has like a bush in front of their face. They just lifted a bush in front of their face and walked, and you just see the Luddite and Floyd just kind of following, not even hiding themselves behind, just to the door. And then once you see them enter the building and the doors close behind them, the camera loses sight of them. Like they just kind of disappear, even though it is a glass sliding door.
We did say stealth was one of our specialties. This seems a curious choice. um, would I be able to deduce from what I saw in the footage where they may have entered from?
They went through the main lobby door of the Sozon building. They just went through the front entrance.
Okay. I am going to try to track them through that route.
Yeah, you approach the courtyard. Still, everything's kind of quiet. You see where the shrub was ripped up, and you see the shrub laying by the front door. And as you go through, as you get to the last doors, they automatically open. You see a desk, like a welcome desk. No one's behind it at the moment, but you see like the Sozon screens, all the like ads and stuff flowing behind. And as you step into the building, and the door is shut, you blink, and it's different. Everything is pitch black. The door behind you has turned to stone, as there's a stone wall behind you now. And there is this mist around mid-shin level throughout this whole building.
Well, that's curious.
You might want to hook me up to that panel.
I, without question, approach the nearby panel and
Yeah.
install the chip.
You sit down at the welcome desk and you see the screen, and for a moment, similar to what the Luddite says, you see blood start to drip down the screen, almost like it was a screensaver of sorts. Before you blink and it is gone. And as you go to plug Dionysus in, you see a very old style loading bar come up on the screen. 1%. 5%. 50%. 100%. Installing. And then the screen goes static, and a large piercing squeal goes out across the whole building as you hear alarms start to go off. And you see all the windows that you can see shutter down. And you need to make me a presence roll.
You've been kind to me so far. Don't fail me now. Oh, you failed me now. That's a 7.
Need to write something down. And I don't need to hide this anymore because everyone else has failed these rolls already, so you all know what is going on at this point.
Actually, hold up 1 second. I do still have my glitch. I guess I could
You
glitch
could
this
re-roll
again.
it if you want to re-roll
No,
it.
let's do that, because this sounds really bad.
What?
And there goes that die. Where'd it go?
Sure to be fine.
There we go. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is fine. We got this completely under control, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not great, but it's slightly better. That's a 12.
as I was saying, you. Well, this is actually probably worse for you.
Oh no.
You feel the presence of Dionysus in your head start to cry. No, no, wait, 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 wait. And you just feel like something has been ripped from your brain. Just as painful coming out, if not more so, as his program is ripped from you. And you're going to take 1 point of damage.
Ouch.
As literally blood starts to pour from every orifice on your body. From your nose, your eyes, your ears, your mouth. You're just bleeding down your face. Hello, child. You're the one that's been missing. The others are upstairs. We are awaiting your arrival. Take the 13th floor in the elevator, and your mother will see you soon. And you feel like a warm presence embrace you, and like the most motherly hug you've ever had in your life. And the rest of the voices in your head go very, very quiet. For the first time in who knows how long.
I feel like Lex is going to be caught between this sense of security, but also this sense of confusion because our mother is elsewhere. This is a different presence. But if this is the direction we're being pulled, who are we to question fate? And I'll make my way to the elevator.
You hit the elevator, you hit the button, wait a few seconds, and the elevator arrives. And as you go into the elevator, you see 18 floors. And where 13 is, you just see a red X over the number.
Put a cigarette in our mouth, light it up, and push the button.
You push the button, the alarms in the building go off. The lights in the elevator go off. Just the dim light of your cigarette in your mouth. It's kind of gassed and low. And you swear you see a face in the reflection of the door. And we cut upstairs. Anastasia and Gus, can you both roll me agility checks to see who we check in with first here?
Sure. 17.
17.
Would help if I unmuted first. 21.
Okay, cool. So as we left off with you guys last session, the two of you went deeper into the floor because you guys are here for something. And you kind of wanted to explore, see what's going on here. And if I remember correctly, something was calling you, Soma, to the back to come and join. And as you guys both go through the same door, you are in two completely different hallways. Floyd,
Damn it.
you
I followed
hear
the
the
strong one.
door shut behind you, and you look back as that door has disappeared. And Soma is nowhere in sight. You see these like cracks running through the floor with a slight dim green glow casting a light down this hallway. There's no overhead lights, so it's just very, very dim light as you kind of approach. And you see a few doors on either side of the hallway, and you see like a fork that leads further down into two different hallways as well.
I'm starting to question whether my dog is worth my life.
Give me a presence roll as you say that out loud.
4.
You swear you hear a familiar barking down the hall.
I don't believe you, but the door behind me is gone, so I really don't have an option.
I do kind of love that you just played like the less physically capable version of John Wick.
Uh, he's gonna take out his smart gun in one hand and his one good grenade in the other, and just start walking down the hallway.
Perfect. You hear the barking coming more from the right fork as you get down the hallway. You see kind of branches out into different areas of the lab, and as you kind of follow the barking sound, it gets louder and louder until it abruptly stops. And you're in front of a door. It says research and development, lab 4, human testing.
Just smack the butt of the gun on the door a few times. Shithead, you in there?
There's just a loud creak as the door just kind of creaks open.
Floyd moves in. That
To open the door,
this is all bad. He's talking to himself the entire time.
that's completely understandable. As you open the door and start to glance around the space, you see this craft continue into this room, and it kind of gives a dim green glow in here as well. There is a desk that kind of L shapes around the one wall in the corner where you see 3 monitors. But the main thing dominating this room is there is 8 glass tubes that are from ceiling to floor, where you see 8 familiar purple bodies within, just kind of hovering, with tubes in their nose, as well as in all the major arteries of their body. And you just see through the tubes a familiar orangish fluid being pumped into these bodies.
Probably a good thing Soma isn't in here. She'd be hungry.
It's
Uh,
so tasty, though.
is there anything on the monitors, or are they facing away from me?
You can see them. They're just, it looks like they're on like a loading screen, like you would have to like go and move the mouse to like turn like the screensaver off. It's just like a general Sozon logo that
Just
kind of looks a
walk
little
over and
distorted.
bump the mouse with the end of the gun.
You see a journal log. Doesn't need to be open on any specific journal, but it's kind of like blank black screen in this window application, and you see different entries along the side that you can click on. There's 10 entries dating back 4 months ago.
Reattaches the grenade and starts messing with the mouse. All right, let's see what we got here. The entire time, the gun is pointing at the things in the tube while he's looking at the screen.
Would you want to start at any specific entry? You don't know like the beginning to the
What's
end,
it
or
say?
so the first entry is dated 4 months ago, and then the last entry of the 10 is dated a couple days ago, and
Let's
they
skip to
kind of
the end.
go through all that.
Let's
Skip to
skip
the
to the
end.
end. Yeah. I expect gibberish.
We locked up. Uh, should to make this a little more interesting. These are video logs. So as you hit that last entry, you see this very basic white man. I don't know how to describe it any more than that. In a lab coat, looking very disheveled. Hair is just very unkempt and greasy, like he hasn't showered in like months. Eyes just very deeply sunk with bags under his eyes, bloodshot red, and he looks very panicky. We were able to lock it away in the vault, the chip. We should have left well enough alone, but I'm the last one here. I don't know how much longer I have. I've locked myself in this lab. Whatever we reached out to when we created this chip on the net, it reached back. If you're hearing this video, you need to run before it's too late. and you hear a loud
Pretty freaking
commotion
hard to
as
run, buddy, when the door disappears.
you hear a loud commotion as the screen shatters, and you see him like turn and just scream and disappear. And the last thing of note that you notice in the video behind is you can see the tubes behind him in the video. There's one less body in those tubes behind him than there is now. And
Nothing's moving in the room currently.
you start to hear the sound of glass slowly starting to crack around you.
Nope. Shitty grenade throw, run to the door.
You run to the door as you see the first two tubes closest to the monitors break open as liquid starts to pour out of this room.
I have
You throw a
5
grenade.
shitty grenades.
You
2
throw
of them
it.
go over my shoulder behind me as I go out the door.
One left, one right.
Yep.
Make me the rolls.
What was I rolling for the grenades?
Strength, I believe, we were having you do because
Strength,
you're kind of
okay.
just chucking them.
Ooh, that's real bad. That one's still kind of bad. 5 and 13.
The 5 just kind of rattles off in the corner, and you hear the computers blow up behind you as it scatters and just destroys all that equipment. The 13, though, does hit. Which side are you aiming for, left or right with that one? I'll let you choose. I mean, it doesn't really matter in the long run,
The
but
side where the empty one was in the video.
so the one where the guy in the video was, pretty much. You couldn't
Yep.
piece that together already. That was that guy in the video.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
throw it over in there, and you hear it go off. Go ahead and roll damage.
Well, I have to roll. Okay, it hits 1 target.
Mm-hmm. So you hit literally where that empty tube was, where there is now a body in.
It hits 1 target for 1 damage.
Okay. You hear the shrapnel go off, and you hear like a loud, doesn't sound human, but you hear something scream. And as you rush out the door and close it behind you, silence again. And with that, we'll cut over to Soma. Soma, you see
I'm not ready.
a similar hallway. These green deep gouges through the floor kind of lighten up this area for you. And you see a long hallway with one door at the end. It does not fork off like it did with Lloyd's. And you just feel the presence in your mind beckoning you forward towards that door. Child, you're so close. I can hear you breathing already.
Do I hear that audibly or is it in my mind?
It's in your mind.
It's in my mind, okay. So, you say you are my mother. What does that mean? Am I coming home?
You are home now. This place is going to be your home. I just need you to let me out.
What will you do?
I'll bring everyone home. Back to me, their mother.
I mean, my mother wasn't really nice to me, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but as she's talking, this presence is drawing her closer and closer. And there's nothing else in this hallway, no other doors, no other way out.
Just this one door ahead of you.
As I approach the door, can I listen in at it to see if there's any commotion on the other side?
Sure. You approach the door and give me a presence roll.
Sweet. Well, that's a 1. Dirty, not, it's unnatural. Unnatural.
It sounds like a door.
Very sturdy, yes.
You don't hear anything. You just feel the cold metal of this door against your ear.
I think that Soma will kind of take a step back and prep her old school machine gun in front of her, ready to shoot if something jumps out at her, but she's just gonna kick it open.
You kick the door open, and you see a large computer lab. About 3 rows of computers each station having about, I'd say, 6 setups, as well as a large screen on the left side as well. The green crafts continue to this room, kind of lighten it up, and the screens all flash in different intervals as like they're trying to stay on, but they don't look fully powered up. And the Sozon logo on the screen on the wall is like distorted and kind of crackling.
Where is that weird kid when you need them? The one that's good with the computers. I'll approach probably just the nearest one that's flashing. And if there's like a mouse or a keyboard, kind of like with my maybe like the end of the gun, like give it a jiggle or like touch the space bar like as far away from it as I can.
You see something strange, even to you who's not very tech savvy. The screen almost looks split in two of two different desktops. On the left, you see very similar to what you've seen in the Sozon area so far, even when you were like behind the welcome booth when you were back there with Luddite, and you see that screensaver. It's not even high now. You just see like blood almost dripping down on the screensaver. On the right, though, is just a purple screen with Dionysus flash in the corner. And you see these kind of screensavers kind of pushing back and forth, but not gaining ground on each other.
As the Dionysus is flashing, can I try and like click on it with the mouse and try to kind of time it?
You want to try to time it to do what?
To click on the Dionysus as it's flashing.
Give me it, is it technology or smarts? I don't remember. Knowledge. Give me a knowledge roll.
Okay.
7.
My dice are not liking me today.
You grab the mouse and you click on the screen. I need a presence roll. As you can no longer move your hand. As you feel spikes come out for the mouse and just insert themselves into you.
Okay, so I did roll an 11, but y'all, my presence is -3, so it's an 8.
Oh, let's see. What did you leave off last time? Perfect. So we're going to move you up to a solid 3 on this scale. As you see the screen just fill with blood. As you also feel blood drain from your hand. Almost in like direct correlation.
Shit.
Thanks for that, child. I was struggling a little bit with that antiqued son of mine, but I'm so glad you're doing such a good job for Mother. Now let's see a little more about you. And you feel something start to burrow in your mind. And that is where we are going to do a break, guys. So we'll take like a nice 10-15 minute break. Everything's fine. And we'll see.
Fine,
bro,
it's
you
fine,
know.
we're good.
We'll see what happens. As
The
The last
computers
thing-
are not supposed to eat blood.
the last thing we see before we cut off the screen is a ding of an elevator and doors opening and Let's laying on the ground on the floor. See you guys soon.
Oh boy.
Oh!
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're just gonna jump right back into it. Let's. You don't remember falling to the ground. You hit the button and you saw something. Was it a face? Was it just your reflection in the cigarette light? But as you kind of look around, you're laying on the floor and a long hallway ahead of you. And because we just got rated by like a pretty big group, we're gonna throw the content warnings in the chat just to be on the safe side because this is a horror campaign. But welcome in, Cinder and friends. Um, you see a long hallway, a research lab at the end with two like push-in doors, a break room that looks kind of deserted off to the right, but no sign of your friends yet.
Well, that's certainly concerning. I'm gonna slowly start kind of drifting my way out of the elevator.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see too much. Most of these, there's like, it looks like some admin offices off to the side that have been abandoned. The break room lit up, but food moldy. Looks like it's been there for a while. And you just see the research lab at the end of the hallway.
You said I see the research lab at the end of the hallway?
Mm-hmm. Says R&D, and there's just two like twin doors at the end of the hallway.
Well, that seems promising. I start making my way towards that.
Give me a presence roll.
That'll be a 12.
You, at the last second, dip into the break room as you hear a rush of liquid as this orange group floods down the hallway. And as you catch your bearings and blink, it's gone. As if it was never there. But the doors to the research lab are open.
I sniff the air and see if I get a whiff of tang.
Yeah. That familiar taste of what you and Soma decided to eat for some odd fucking reason. You feel it, you feel that in the air, and you feel that connection that burrowed its way into your head that after the other one left kind of resonate a little bit. Just kind of hum in pleasure in your back of your mind.
Uh, this is partially character, also partially me trying to recollect from my own notes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have a general destination in this building that we were trying to get to?
You know, you had to go and find a chip that was on the research lab floor. You assume it's locked up in the back potentially if it's hidden. If not, it could be in any of the computer labs. You're not really sure like the exact location, but you do have a general layout of the floor. So you like know where the labs are, you know where like the different parts of the department are, and you know where the vault is in the back.
So does it seem sensible that R&D would be potentially where this chip might be?
You know it's on this floor. You know the R&D lab. This whole floor pretty much is the R&D lab.
Got it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll start continuing back down the way we came without any other direction to go.
Yeah, you enter the lab, and you see a familiar thing that the others saw earlier. You see what looks like one of those giant robot arms where they like do like the more granular tasks for like putting chips together and like building tech stuff. You see like a giant table with like different discarded tech projects, monitors around the edge of the room, and passed out at one of the screens you see the Luddite. Orange liquid dripping out of every orifice. And every so often a twitch in their body as you see their eyes kind of flickering in like that deep, deep REM sleep when you know someone is dreaming. You just see the eye movement behind their eyelids.
Do I have one in my inventory? I I don't think I do. I am. Hmm. The one drug that I wanted to use is the one drug that I don't think I have in my inventory.
Wow, you're missing a drug. How dare you?
I know. Because I was thinking that, just a nice little injection of O sleep seems like a great application right now. But, sans that, uh, hmm. You know what? Without any other information to go off of, I'm just gonna try and see if I can do my data my prism thing again
You
and
want to
see if I can
use your ability on the
yeah.
Luddite specifically?
Well, what is it that is it a panel that they're
They're sitting
on
at
right
they're
now?
sitting at one of the computers.
They're sitting at the computer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I want to see if I can uh under if I can sense any data flow and kind of see what's going on here.
Sure.
Uh, presence check is going to be a 15.
You approach and you start looking them over. You see their hand is on the mouse, and as you look at their hand on the mouse, you see these spites that has their hand just stuck in place, and you see like the red of their blood dripping out, but the orange, this orange liquid on like coming out of the spites. And as you connect to the computer, everything gets very quiet for a second as you start to parse through data. You actually see Dionysus starting to try to clear a way through some of the corrupted data that you're kind of bouncing around. And you see a journal entry. You access some of the same journal entries that Floyd found, and it opens up to the third entry. It's about 3 months ago. Same scientist, does not look disheveled, looks like pretty handsome young man, maybe in his late 20s. Um, and he's just, you see activity behind him. You see scientists going around setting up these tubes, kind of getting everything installed. The room's very fresh right now. They just kind of repurposing this room into this human testing area. So we made contact with something in the deep net. We're not really sure what it is yet, but it seems to be intelligent. It upped our processing speeds across all channels at a drastic rate. And I think we can harness this to potentially finally take over the net. It's always been kind of theorized that if someone could take control of the net, they could pretty much control the city until, the city falls apart, because we all know it's fucked. But this could make me a lot of money. The bosses have been pushing our department a lot lately. I'm gonna log our features that we come up with to use this power. But yeah, I think it's really good. I don't know who this created this AI or put it together, or if it just kind of came alive in the net, but whatever this Hera is, she seems intelligent. She seems to want to help us. End journal entry.
I I attempt to I have a feeling it's probably not going to work, but I attempt to reach out in my mind and see if I still have any semblance of the presence of Dionysus still in there.
Yeah. It's going to be a presence roll. It's going to be a higher DR rated. And if you fail, something bad's going to happen.
That checks out.
Just making sure you're aware.
Well, that's gonna be a 7.
You close your eyes, still connected to this data, and you're like, maybe I can spring off of his connection to try to bring him back, try to reach out to him, see what is going on, see who this Hera is. And you feel something grab a hold of your mind from the inside and pull you into your consciousness. And you see a distorted image of a woman in these. I don't know, Eddie, you're kind of a horror movie person, right? Have you ever seen The Woman in Black?
Yeah.
That, but in all white, with kind of a
Hmm.
grainy, staticky image over her body.
Oh, lovely.
You weren't supposed to know that name, my child. Mother needs you to help me here. Your friend here is not cooperated as much as I would like, but your others are around here somewhere familiarizing themselves with me. Go deeper into the lab. One of you needs to reach me. We have so much to do. And she just kind of hovers over to you and caresses your face with the back of her hand. Be a good child. I can keep the voices at bay if that's what you want. I can make them stronger if you want to be more connected. But you're home now, and you need to listen to your mother. And as she says mother, her voice distorts, and she grabs the side of your head with both hands, and her claws dig into your flesh. And she just screeches. And you wake up, sitting at the desk next to the Luddite. You see the mouse dislodged from your hand. You're not even remember when you sat down or even started to get in the computer system. But you see the screen blacks out. And then you just see a red, distorted, smiley face appear on the screen, winks at you, and goes out. And you see the door in the back of the office open up. And with that, we cut back to Floyd. Floyd, you're running. You are fucking booking it down this hallway.
Yeah, you know
Uh,
that cartoon run of like Shaggy where his legs are just, yeah,
yeah,
that's happening down the hallway.
you run down that hallway. You can go left, back the way you came, and go down the other fork. You can go further down this hallway. You're not really sure what's down that way yet, but you haven't really explored if you get to this door.
If I go back down the other hallway, it's just a dead end that I know of, right?
If you go to the
Or
left, back the
is
way
there
you
another way
came,
to
there
go?
was a fork that went to the left. You went to the right, so you could go up the other fork of the hallway, or you could go further down this hallway.
Uh, Left.
Okay. So you go left. You run, just book it back the way you came. As soon as you press the corner of like where they branched off, you just pretty much hug the wall and turn up the other hallway. And start running down into
Soma. Where's the big muscle woman? Where'd she go?
into a computer lab where you see a familiar figure hunched over one of the screens, screaming, eyes rolled back in the back of their head, just screaming out loud. As Soma, this mother, this being that has welcomed into you, and you're starting to feel more and more welcome, is digging into your brain. Why don't you give us a quick little rundown of Soma's life before they met the rest of this party for us? As you
Oh,
see your life flash before your eyes.
oh, okay. Keeping with the horror theme, I think what we would see on the camera is flashes of army work. You know, Soma running, bombs exploding on either side, guns flying, cut to a mission in a chopper, and she's like leaning half out, like Mission Impossible style, shooting her gun. And then cut to, you're not sure if it's before or after or during the same time, strapped to a table and screaming on this table and writhing as you see shadows of people, maybe doctors, maybe somebody in military dress coming with needles and tools, and she's seeing herself cut open on the table, organs out beside her, and she's awake for all of it before we cut back to where we are.
Make me another presence roll, please.
Oh, so good. Still a -3, but a 14.
Okay. Just want you to know you're pretty far along this track, so the DR is a little bit higher than 14, but just you see an image in your head before you wake up of this same white cloth figure with kind of a distorted face. You're doing so well, child. You're almost there. Just make it to the fault. Mother's so proud of you. I won't let anyone ever use you like that again. No. Whoever's left. I know you want to do that. Think of all the possibilities. And she sends you images of using all of Sozon's like highest end weapons and armor. You just in this full ass like RoboCop looking setup, just fucking gunning these fuckers down. And you just covered in their blood. And you wake up and you see Floyd standing over you.
So, was she touching the screen?
She had her hand on the mouse, and you see the mouse is impaled into her hand. And as she wakes up, you see it does like the spikes disconnect.
You see Floyd look at you and look at it and go, "Note to self: don't touch the electronics." Got it.
As she hears you say that, it's like without even thinking, she rears up out of the chair and grabs you by like the scruff of the neck and starts shoving you towards the back wall, just mouth frothing in rage. And as she raises up to like almost strike you, she's like, I don't know. I don't know. And then she like lets go of you and she starts pacing back and forth, and you can see that she's clearly torn with something, a decision. I just wanted to stop. And she's just mumbling over and over again in front of you.
So, Soma,
What?
I just, we're in hell or something. So
Yeah,
I would appreciate it if you not also attack me, because like the last room tried that too. So
yeah. Listen, you seem nice, but I think maybe if I kill you, I can get out of here. And I kind of don't want to be here anymore.
You guys hear a door
you're
open
big and
behind
muscly, but
you.
I'm covered in grenades. If you come after me, I'm pulling all the pins.
You walk into this conversation. You didn't get any trickery when you went to the hallway. It just looked like a normal hallway. Still the green grass, everything, but it led you straight to this computer lab.
What the fuck?
Oh, good, you're here.
I don't.
Are you?
Which one are you asking?
Tense.
Well, you, I can tell. That last I saw, he was filling a hole.
Yes, that was rather unpleasant, but we're here now.
Unfortunately, where's here? Because the walls keep moving.
Yes, there's a interesting presence here. We've been seeing images of what are and images of what are not.
You're see anything?
We found our fourth in the other room. They seem preoccupied.
Preoccupied how?
Well, they were in a similar state with that, and Lex is gonna point at the computer desk that you'd come up from a moment ago.
Oh, so screaming and just at the air.
No screaming, but there did seem to be the presence of that delicious orange substance.
Mm,
I knew it was a
the
good thing
juice.
you two weren't in that room.
I love the juice.
I was in a room with 5 bodies filled with that shit. It's right over there. But like, I'm pretty sure they were coming out after me. So last I saw, I just threw grenades over my shoulders and left.
Listen, I think. Okay, you saw bodies. You saw Luddite dead, unconscious. I think we need to get out of here. And is there doors or just the one that Lex came through?
The door on the other end of the computer lab that goes further in.
I think we need to keep moving. We if you're being chased, we can't
Actually,
stay here. And
all of you give me knowledge rolls.
okay.
Edge.
Ooh, 16.
Somehow a 17.
Knowledge rolls. 5.
Okay. Well, the other two of you remember the floor plans that you read through and over. After the tech lab that you're in right now, the computer lab, there is the finished products room where it has there's some of their tech that they've knocked all the kinks out and they're getting ready to distribute. And then after that is the vault.
So it seems
Are
we're close.
are we still trying to finish this?
Yes,
Just
we need to get it and get out.
okay.
Unless
So I have a
another way
crowbar
out
and a
can be
machete, and I was just
ascertained.
wondering if maybe someone could like tunnel her way to the edge of the building with them. 'Cause it's just office walls. They keep moving, but like if we go in a straight line, we should hit the edge of a building, right? I
Like once we like get the chip out of the vault, you mean just to escape?
mean, the front doors are brick now, so that's not going to be any use.
I mean, you have grenades. We can blast our way out. And she starts like pulling you, I think, towards like all this talk of escape is making her want to leave. And I think she'll try to maybe block up the door that Lex came through, like hearing that there's bodies chasing, and take like a office chair if there's one, and like shove it under there and like start pushing you guys out. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I think this is because I have not had a chance to actually use this yet. I think once you close up the door, I think Lex is going to pull out their bottle of super glue and try to glue the door closed.
Now wait,
Nope. You gotta roll me a
don't push.
d20.
Yep.
If you
D20?
roll
Alright.
lower than it, if you roll a 10 or lower, you pull out the lube.
Excellent. It was a 15.
Yeah.
Okay. You lube the
We
door
had
shut
actual glue. We had
successfully.
actual glue this time. As that would have been amazing though.
Yeah, you completely seal this shut.
Okay, let's go. And you can see her like twitching and like there's something.
Yeah, make me a toughness roll.
Okay.
Soma.
15.
You're holding on, but like you feel the mother of all migraines coming on.
So, are you wearing like a backpack or anything?
No, I have a bunch of armor on, and you can see like tubes of green going through it, but no backpack or anything.
Gotcha.
Lex is going to hand you a small little vial with a silver liquid inside of it. This may help you relax.
I'm. It does it taste? It is it gonna kill me?
Hasn't done so to me so far.
Okay, fuck it. But can we go, please? And then she'll drink it, whatever it is.
It's a dose of adrenochrome.
Nice,
What does
nice.
adrenochrome do?
Adrenochrome, it heals you for D6 HP. You get +1 on all abilities for D6 rounds, and then -1 until rest.
Okay, cool,
Yep.
cool. I think you're already at full health, if I remember correctly.
I've already have what?
Are you at full health already, or does it heal you?
No, I'm down too.
Okay, go ahead and roll d6. See if
Yeah.
you heal up to full.
That's cacked. Yeah, heal for 5. So
Yeah, you
we're
heal to
back up.
full. You feel all your wounds kind of close, and you feel the headache kind of recede a little bit. It's more of a 2 out of 10 now. It's just kind of there.
Whew. Okay, yeah, thank you. But listen, I just really want to get out of here, please. Let's go. and she'll just barrel across. I think as she barrels across the room, she's gonna like chuck that computer monitor that she was sitting at and like the mouse that she was attached to just on the ground in contempt.
As you move to do that, and then to wherever we're going to go for the door, Floyd is uncomfortably close to you, right next to you. Side by side this time instead of behind.
Okay, buddy. Okay, yeah.
You
Did you find your dog?
disappeared when we went out the last door. So just
Lex is walking towards the only obvious exit.
Fair enough. You guys head on to the next area. I go down a couple more hallways, and you see a large double door ahead of you, and it says production room.
I guess we approach it. I like maybe cautiously looking out for signs of the orange goo that had come out when we went to the R&D door. But otherwise, I think Selma's just storming at the front, dragging Floyd right behind her.
Somehow, I still think Lex is in the lead on this because Lex is just kind of just
Yeah, that's fair.
coasting,
That's fair.
coasting forward.
I'm darting from bush to bush trying to hide.
Right.
just see Floyd is like the backpack being pulled behind.
Yeah. You guys enter the room.
I just love this image of Lex just calmly walking forward while this is all happening behind.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
you guys open up the door to this room, and you just see a bunch of tech kind of on different tables. You see one area that seems to be like computers and tablets and some of the newest phones on the market that Sozon is behind. You see different types of microchips and software programs kind of on disk laying around, as well as various weapons and armor.
Anything good?
If there's anything you want in here, Dross.
Is there any sign of the vault that we're looking for, like any big vault door or anything like that?
You see another door at the end of this room that leads further into another area, you're assuming. But yeah, you see kind of weapons, armor, software, chips, a lot of like hardware type stuff, as well as like a line of computers across the end that kind of seem like be there for like monitor progress.
I think Lex is going to go to the pile of chips and is going to check them one by one. Just insert, check. Insert, check.
Oh, you're inserting all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Girl!
Okay, I need a. Do you want to do one roll and make it hard, or do you do multiple chances? Give me 3 presence rolls. The DR is going to raise each time.
That's going to be a 15, a 12, and a 14.
Those were in a different order, you would have been fine, but you passed the first one. Where were you at? You're only at a 1. Okay, so you're up to a 3 now. But as you insert the nets too, that familiar buzzing starts intensifying in your head. And you hear the voice of Dionysus. I'm sorry, friend. She's got her claws into you. I'm going to have to end this now before she gets loose. And then you feel the warm embrace of the mother pull you away from that. Don't listen, no. You're with me now. We're so close. Free me. And our little family here will be together. The 3 of you. My precious Luddite in the other room waiting. Do it now. And as she says that, the door where the vault is grates open. And you see this 15-foot mechanized armored like mech, like it would be normally be piloted, but as it's like you don't see anyone inside it, and as it moves in the room, you see the screen flash purple. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. I mean, I did tell you guys can have any weapon and armor in the fucking game. What do you think was going to happen?
I don't know.
I mean,
No,
I just want
let's
to put
see.
it out there that while he was doing that, Floyd was collecting every explosive he could find.
That's fine.
So,
100%.
I mean, look,
Love that for you.
what is the likelihood that a giant mech would be able to resist like throwing knives? I mean, I think it should work, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. There's a weak spot.
yeah.
Dionysus is going to put us down.
I mean, Dionysus is probably the good guy here right now, guys. Just putting it out there. But we'll see what happens.
Why do you think I've been trying to connect with them again so
Um,
badly?
Before I get into sponsorship and end it, why don't we go around and you guys can do your little outros, and we'll start with the easiest one because it's nice and simple. Gus.
I'm Gus. I'll be here next week.
Love you so much.
Mainly because the only other show I'm supposed to be in, I've heard nothing about. So, yeah.
That's fair. Anastasia.
Hi, I'm Anastasia, also known as Anastasia Rowland across all platforms. You can find me here. You can find me on Sundays at noon PST on the Dice Cream Sandwich Twitch channel, where I play a very chaotic, lovely bird lady who is the complete opposite of Soma. She's lovely. And then you'll be able to find me at PAX U if anybody's at PAX U, because I will be there running some stuff for Daring to Press. So super excited to see y'all there.
And mostly hanging out with me, obviously.
Obviously.
Eddie.
Hi everyone, I'm Eddie, known across the socials as your humble discount bard. You can normally find me here, obviously, on Sundays, but also you can find me on my own Twitch channel at twitch.tv/discountbard, where I do variety content. This month I do my annual tradition of doing our Tales of Fright series, which is running through all the horror games so that you don't have to, and you get to hear me scream like a little girl, and it's a delightful experience. Yeah, there's that. I'm also an actor, a TTRPG performer. I do stuff with all sorts of different other channels where I do collaborations, voice artists, and also I am happy to announce that I too will also be at PAX U this year, which is super exciting. So, all y'all East Coasters, if you want to get a chance to finally say hi, I'd love to do that. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's
First dibs on you, Eddie. I'm gonna find you literally
yes.
day one.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You're on a very short list of people I have not met yet in person, so you're getting
It'll
attacked.
just be the three of us the whole
Yeah,
time.
it'll be the three of you. It's just gonna be me buying you guys drinks for, traumatizing you over the next couple weeks before we meet. So
Love it.
Excellent.
and of course, I am Paige, aka Pluto Cleric, all across the internet. What do I have going on? Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, over on my YouTube channel, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Podbean. Well, the next episode of my podcast on the same page, Lord Out with Friends. This time featuring Maddie, aka Madeline, who is the GM currently of Dungeons and Demigods over on their Twitch channel. A Percy Jackson inspired game, and I believe they're getting in some pretty intense stuff right now, if I remember correctly from our private chat. So join, and I think what's our topic? Our topic, fittingly enough, is Greek mythology that Maddie's going to talk about. It's like, what else would Maddie talk about with me, obviously. And then Thursday night, you can find me over on Eclipse613 on Twitch, on Javante's channel, for our continuing One Piece game, where I play a martial artist merfolk who just beat up her sister last session, and then her sister got away. It'll be fine. We also adopted a little werewolf child who kind of went crazy and helped us fight off pirates last session. I don't know what's going on with that. It's also probably fine.
Sounds like family drama. I love it.
Yeah, it'll be
Here
fun.
for it.
It'll be great. This is where I look at my Nightbot because I haven't done my sponsors in a couple weeks to see what the command is. It's just chosen. That makes more sense. But our sponsors. First, my friend Cassie's D&D podcast over on Spotify, Chosen Ones Podcast. Is a visual style D&D podcast between different artists and storytellers. It's a very LGBT focused story where four Sparts, or aka Chosen Ones, work to discover who the next one among them will be. In addition to that, we also have... I remember that one. The Wandering Tavern It is a set-in that you can just throw into any kind of game, whether that's 5e, they have rules for that, or if you have any more like ad nauseam system. It is literally a Hallowed Movens castle-inspired tavern that floats in the sky that you can kind of plop into any campaign that you would like. If you want access to any of that, you can go to the link in the chat, hatdbuilder.com, and if you use my code PlutoCleric, you get 10% off their site.
I've looked into that one. That one looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so great. I need to look more into it because I actually have it as part of the sponsorship. They gave it to me. I need to figure out where I'm going to use it because I really want to plop it somewhere. It's so good. But yeah, with that, I will be back to terrorize these guys next week. And Petra gets to join. We just see why the Luddite was like that when Lex found them.
So
Sure,
excited.
sure, it's fine. I mean, the last time we saw the Luddite, they were just getting slammed in the ground by this lady, so I'm sure it's great, guys.
I mean, that's just a Wednesday,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
definitely
totally.
perfectly healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, but with that, have a good night, everybody.